Hey, welcome to Balloon Talk Tuesday. So we should have a guest here shortly. Not sure when they'll arrive. Um, but today is Tuesday, October 6th. Wow, let's retrack everything that's happened this year in balloon all the way across from the pond. It's always great to see people from across the pond and across the globe. So it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you're in Alaska, we know it's I think it's 8 a.m. If you're in England, we know it's 6 p.m. So if you're eating dinner, I apologize. Um, we hopefully will have a special guest today. Not going to say who it is yet, just in case there's some problems. But let's recap kind of what's happened in 2020 up until this point. I think the reality for a lot of people didn't really set in until March. For us at U.S. Party Company, we had seen that China took an extended um, holiday, so to say, for the new year, or in general, or their holiday. And they obviously are the people who somehow started it. Not sure how exactly. Not ready to get into the scientific side and all that and how it happened and whatnot. But let's just be honest. There's a lot of samples of things that end up in different countries across the world that really could be unleashed and wreak havoc. So, pretty much that's what happened. When suppliers weren't able to ship stuff from China, then that's when you knew the start of it was here. I think the reality, after going to balloon conventions and going across the country, so going to, for example, St. Louis, went to Florida. God, where was Twist and Shout this year? I don't even remember. It's been that kind of year. Um, what we found out was when I came back, I'd say the end of February, I was really, really sick. And they gave me a flu test and I was negative for the flu. So the question at the end of the day, you'll always have, did you have it at a point prior? I think the reality is a lot of people um, didn't really expect it to be this big. Um, the second part that I noticed for a lot of people was when it came to Easter stuff. So Easter, Valentine's Day, and Christmas are really good for stuffing balloons. So our flex metal bunny heads are always popular at Easter. And when we spoke with the supplier had told us that they were basically going to close down in a day. And so we had a bunch of people who placed orders, and literally we were going to send the wire transfer to the bank the next day. And I'll be honest, I woke up to a bunch of messages of customers telling me that we'd like to cancel our Easter order. We'd like to cancel our Easter order. We don't know what's going to happen. So that's kind of what happened. That's when we realized it was pretty bad. Hey, Christina, I know it's Tuesday already. So I think that's when we kind of realized. For example, Flex Metal was closed for, I want to say, a good 4 months. So as you know, across the globe, Italy, Spain, I mean, pretty much every country on the globe, pretty much locked down. So it wasn't probably till the end of April when balloons started being a thing, drive-by parades started being a thing, and then ultimately the sale of round balloons went through the roof. And the problem with that was many manufacturers cut back because when you're in uncertain times, you don't know if the product's going to sell, and you're not going to produce something to sit on cash flow, basically. So that's kind of what happened. So in the midst of all this, the Twisters took a huge hit. The Twisters literally are still taking a huge hit. There's only a few Twisters that I know out there who are actually going to jobs and doing jobs. So think about that for a minute. Um, so that's kind of pretty amazing that they're actually out there twisting. But the sale of twisting balloons has really transformed into round balloons because what you're going to find out soon, and I'm not 100% sure, but because they're trying to keep the production of round balloons going, I believe the twisting balloons are taking a side belt track because guess what? At the current moment, there's a good supply of twisting balloons because let's face it, no one's twisting, so no one's buying balloons. So we all have to think about how this all affects us. You know, especially when, for example, Garbo makes foil balloons. They also make foil balloons for different companies, for example, under a private label. And why is this important? Because when one country shuts down, the rest of the whole supply chain gets disrupted, and the non-essential businesses basically closed. So it was basically a very crazy situation, and it still is. So what am I saying by everything that's happened in 2020 up until this point? Um, Always make sure you have balloons on stock. That's first off. Make sure you have balloons in stock. Allow you time days extra time to have days off, so that you days that extra days to get your order, um, and always offer something before. Always offer something when you have it, not when you can get it. Because let's face it, matte pastels, for example, huge problem. Very limited. Pink, long gone months ago. Um, it's just crazy to think that eucalyptus, white sand, all those. And it creates a ripple effect, and it kind of raises a question of us balloon people here, at least in the US, are used to four different brands, four or five different brands: Qualitex, Metallic, Anagram, CTI. Ideally, that's the four brands that we know here in the US. But let's be real, there's tons of other brands across the globe, such as Flex Metal, Garbo Balloons, Simpertex, Bell Bell Balloons, and so many more. So there's a lot at stake. I have to give really good shout out to CTI and Flex Metal. When you all wanted to do yard numbers and graduation was hot and you needed numbers, CTI delivered silver every time. Every time. There was one number, which was the number 0, that they did not have packaged already, and we had to package ourselves here. But at the end of the day, we were able to supply that. Flex Metal had some problems where they were down product, but you know what? Flex Metal only makes foil balloons, and they only make probably a few hundred different foil balloons. So their ability to be able to scale back up production and get the balloons made in 2 weeks was phenomenal. So Flex Metal, in my opinion, is doing a great, great job when it comes to um, helping you balloon people really succeed. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to make money. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter where you get the balloon from, as long as you have the balloon color you need and whatnot. For example, I was talking to a customer yesterday, and they explained that they had to pay a lot of money from California to New York for a certain color balloon. But what are you going to do? Are you going to pay the $120 shipping fee, or are you going to refund a $1,600 balloon order back to the customer? Think about that for a minute. It's called an opportunity cost. Sometimes we have to cut into our own profits to make things work. In this particular case, it's a lot better than passing back $1,600 back. Now, everybody's variation of what and how should be given back. Should it be not given back? Should it be non-refundable? But I think what you mostly saw for a lot of people was the. Oh, I'm just reading some comments. Yep, that's correct. So Harry's telling us that these particular companies are here in the UK. So I mean, obviously, kind of like you obviously know who your top balloon companies are, so to say. And Christina says it's already Tuesday. Dang. Well, if you don't know who Christina is, you should check her out. Uh, Christie's Balloon Twisting, I think it's called, in Oklahoma. And she's been doing jobs, but man, that girl works so hard. I don't even know how she does it. She definitely is pounding the pavement with balloon twisting jobs. A really great person, and someone you should follow. I mean, really just full of energy, and really killing it, because she's probably one of the very few people selling twisting balloons right now. So, with that all being said, what does the next 3 months look like? The next 3 months for us looks like really just trying to order early. Um, for example, Matt Lewis displays, printed balloons kind of late. Matt Lewis, an amazing gentleman who has a wonderful elf balloon that is great for Elf on the Shelves or just elves in a balloon in general. And he ran them in November of last year, if I remember correctly. Well, this year he started running them in September, which was awesome. So there's a lot of orders that came in for Matt Lewis's foil balloons, but there's also a lot of orders that came in for the Elves Behaving Naughty, and both of those items came from the UK. So, what does it mean? It means if you haven't ordered your elf balloon, you have till October 31st to place an order for them to guarantee it by November 15th. While we do have stock available still, we want to ensure that your balloon business will not be affected by shortages. So just remember, order early, order a little more than you would, and you can always use these Christmas balloons next year. Let's see. Thank you for that comment, Gabby. Just got a comment. It says, grateful that you were able to get us balloons we can't find elsewhere. We pride on that. We know that there's a lot of choice. And we also know that there's a lot of balloons people want. Like, for example, the 87-inch airship balloon. I have a gentleman who's got them on back order with me right now. And on a next shipment, we'll be getting some. And he wants to twist a balloon dog, a huge balloon dog. And I can't wait to see how that's going to come out. That's going to come out really awesome. And she's saying that our shipping's super fast. It's funny because I had a customer yesterday who said, oh, the Postal Service, I need to get my package by Friday. But in all seriousness, when it comes to shipping with the Postal Service and it's priority mail, don't worry about it. It's fine. I promise you. I haven't had any problems. Usually 2 to 3 days is how it comes. The only reason why we have 3 to 5 days is because sometimes it takes a little longer and sometimes things happen, natural disasters happen and all that good stuff. So, and Harry is asking, has the special guest showed up? Well, according to my screen, that particular person has not shown up. Let me see. Let me just see if I can see what's going on here. It's hard sometimes, That's why I don't put who's going to be on, because I sometimes, hey, things come up and you don't want to tease somebody with somebody who's going to be on when they may have had an issue or something like that. So, you have to really be vigilant. I'm just trying to see here. Trying to get it going. Well, the clearance sale was over Monday, but we are going to have an odds and ends sale soon. Let's see here. Just trying to see if something came up. Yes, so the sale is over. Let me see here. I'm getting a comment. Let me go back here. Of course, I'm working 2 screens trying to figure out what's going on. And it's so much fun. All right, what's going on here? Oh, here it is. Let's see. Oh, don't worry. I'll take care of you, Christina. Yes, we have the smiley faces. So let me just show you. This is what Christina's talking about. Listen, everybody could use a smile, right? So these are the 5-inch smiley face balloons. And we also have the wonderful 5-inch girl baby face, and we have the 5-inch boy face. So yeah, so we definitely have a lot of balloons. We take great pride in really trying to offer a selection. Well, not exactly. I'm suspecting something came up. Um, so let's just see if we can wait. You can always join and we can talk balloons if you want. Let me post the link here. You can actually come in, use your phone or tablet, and we can have a chat. So if you click on that link, um, this link here, it will ask you for permission, and you get your camera going. So if you want to get on camera and have a balloon conversation on what's going on in your balloon business, feel free to come join us. So I'm going to continue my Balloon Talk Tuesday with what's going to happen in the future. I think the reality is more and more Nope, those are Cadex balloons. They've been produced for a while. We just reordered them within the last 30 days, so they finally came in. No, we had them last year and all that stuff, but they're pretty good, pretty inexpensive. So yard stakes with winter weather, that brings up a very good point. So um, maybe I should grab something and show you kind of how I do this, but I don't know if I have it available all at once. Mm-hmm. That's when you need a paving stone. Well, since we're in balloon talk, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I can show you kind of what I use, and hopefully, yeah, hopefully, hold on. Put this right here. I'll be right back. That's a really good question that I'm going to show you. I don't have the actual um, round piece for whatever reason. Actually, maybe I do. Let me grab that as well. Watch, I'll show you what we're going to do. All right. So here we go. So check this out. This is what I use. This is what I use. This is an electrical piece where it has 3 holes, right? And I forget the exact name for this. So I use this, the paving stone. I do not sell plexi poles, unfortunately. I'm also using a 1/2-inch set screw connector, which looks like this. So what I do, I drill into my paving stone, which is, hold on. I wasn't really expecting this, so thanks for asking, Gabby, because I've been trying to show this for a little bit. Take your paving stone, put an X in the middle, right? Put your round piece on the paving stone. The only thing you got to do is there's a little screw, little nail. Take this out. Then it will be flush with the concrete, right? Then you drill the 2 holes with a concrete drill bit. You then put a plastic wall holder. You know what I'm talking about? The little plastic piece with the screw. Just put the plastic piece in there and it fits snugly. No glue, no nothing. Once you have figured out where you're putting your plastic pieces, you're just gonna bring it so that it's over the holes. So your 2 holes are over the hole. I know it's hard to see. And then you're just gonna drill the 2 screws in. And what will happen is this, right? So it looks like this. And what you do is take this piece, screw this in. Once you've screwed this in, you then take a conduit pole, stick it in there, take a screwdriver, and twist this in. And then what happens is, so just pretend this is screwed in place and you did what I showed you. Be nice and snug like this on the pole. Just tie the pole in here. Tie the pole in here like this. And now you have a beautiful, sturdy pole. This works really well. We've used it outside a few times. And then you know the 350, the 360, 350, or the 650, you can just stretch around this. I mean, this is old. I mean, this is just laying around. But like, see how it stretches the pole? And so that's how I would do it for. You like that, Gabby? Yeah, that's how I would do it when it comes to the pole. So let's see here. I got to put the banner up. Can anyone take a guess at who the special guest is? We'll bring them on camera shortly. Any guesses? Christina, you have no guess? Come on. I know you work like crazy, but I'm sure you have to have some kind of guess. So joining me now is our special guest, Michael Bay of MB3 University.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, hold on. There I am. Okay. Hey, this is the app made me use Safari, and I don't use Safari, so sorry, I was supposed to be here earlier.
Oh, it's fine. It's all good. It's always like with this using every piece of technology now, it's like everything takes much longer.
Yeah, but with it, I like this because like I'm not wearing pants right now, and nobody knows, so it's really nice.
that's like every day for most people, you know.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How you got started in the industry?
I've always been in show business to some extent or the other, but I was DJing and hosting karaoke to make some extra money, and I had to go get a smoke machine from my boss, and they had a Barney head. You know Barney the dinosaur?
Yep.
So I was waiting there. This place was brand new, and I saw a big head of Barney. So I just started going, "Oh, look, there's Barney, my special friend. I love you. You love me." And the owner came running from the back and begging me to be Barney at an event. So we did a trade for the smoke machine. It was a nightmare. The costume was hot. I couldn't see anything. And then he said, "Do you want to start making some money being Barney?" So I started doing parties. And then one day he called and says, "Hey, could you be a clown? This lady's looking for a clown." I go, "I've never been a clown, but okay." So I was, Funky the Clown. I had a rubber chicken and, I was a horn. And this lady was face painting. I had a big long line. And I said, "Hey, I'm an artist. If you want, I can help you." And she goes, "Yeah, why don't you sit on that side of the table? We'll share the brushes and stuff." So the first kid goes, "I want to be Batman." And she had a paper with like hearts and happy faces and Nike checks and stars. And she goes, "Well, honey, no." I go, "I got this. I'll make you Batman, dude." So I made him Batman. All the kids got in my line. And then she goes, can I take a break? Would you mind? I go, "No." She never came back. I found out, this is 1996. She was making $75 an hour. I was there 4 hours. I charged $100. By the time I rented the costume, bought the makeup, I didn't make any money. So I was like, "You can make $75 an hour painting on people's cheeks? Sign me up." So I went to a pawn shop to pick up my equipment because now I had made some money and the guy had sold it. And I was really depressed. And my then 5-year-old child was with me. And the guy saw I was emotional. So he said, "Hey, buddy, you want a balloon?" And I had started doing parties as a clown, cheek painting. And everyone always asked, "Hey, do you do balloons? Do you balloons?" And I go, "I don't juggle. I don't do balloons. I don't ride a unicycle." So he made my son a balloon teddy bear. And I was like, "Where did you learn to do that?" And I told him what I was doing. So he came out of the back with a hand pump, a bag of Qualitex assorted balloons, and a video by T. Myers called Balloonology 101. Been doing it ever since.
That's a pretty good story. I mean,
my first book I bought was Captain Visual's Big Book of Balloon Art. And at my first Florida Super Jam, where I believe I met you, the man who wrote that book was there, Captain Visual. And he signed it for me. And he knew who I was before I knew who he was from Facebook. So I was just like, it was really cool.
It's kind of funny when people recognize you, but you might not recognize them.
Well, I mean, I was waiting to talk to him, and he turns around. As soon as he looked at me, he goes, "Oh, you're Michael Bay." And I was like, "Yes." I'm like, "Wait, how do you know who I am?" He's, "Oh, I saw you on Facebook." And I'm, "Oh, okay."
Right.
So, yeah. Been doing
so how's things going now with obviously kind of COVID a little bit past us? For your particular situation, I mean, it's very unique, but a lot of twisters are still out of work.
Actually, it completely devastated my business, and I got into candy cups, and I'm in a supermarket now every weekend, and that's turned into some parties. And now I've been getting inquiries. Like a lady just wants me to bid her. She sent, they send you pictures of balloon stuff.
Yep.
How much would you charge for this? And so, and then I'm getting parties, and like I'm getting Halloween stuff. So, yeah, I feel like but I'm in Florida, and our governor lifted the, fines and anything having to do with masks. A lot of people are still doing it, and the supermarket I'm at, he was in a big fight with the county commissioners, and because of HIPAA laws and the Fourth Amendment, he didn't require a mask. Boy, that thing went flying off. And so, I've been really blessed with that. But yeah, it's been really hard. Remember, it was supposed to be 14 days to flatten the curve or something.
Ugh.
7 months ago.
I mean, it's when you look at it. At first, we were like, "Yeah, 2 weeks will be good." When it went on for 3 months, we didn't know what was going on. We're still don't know what's going on, but
I'm a father, and my wife's a breast cancer survivor, so I've been really paying attention to the CDC website, doing research, and so I've suspected for quite some time this had been politicized and exaggerated. It is dangerous, as is influenza. If you are elderly and you have multiple medical conditions, it can be lethal. But for the mass majority of people, it just isn't. So a lot of people have the antibodies who never got sick and blah, blah, blah. But, I see light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
Getting calls for things. So, you have to reinvent yourself, and you have to, like I said, I wasn't doing candy cups. And that really helped a lot and opened up a whole other thing for me. So
Now, what is your goals for the future, like 2021? Like, what is?
Well, we have beta testing. I have a YouTube channel called MB3 University. MB3 University. That's where you need to be. MB3 University. I got to come up with something so people remember it. But I'm coming up with a subscription channel where balloon twisters, face painters. If you're in face painting, you want to get into balloon twisting, I'm going to help you do that. If you're a balloon twister, you want to get better, or you want to get into face painting, I'm going to help people with marketing, with posters and videos, PDFs they can download, one-on-ones. But all my videos for sale would be available to all the members. And then every month I'll come out with a new video. So there'll be a page if people just want to buy the video, that's fine. But if you're a member, that just becomes part of the deal. So our biggest issue was a drive space where a lot of people could simultaneously stream. So that's what we're addressing now, and it's coming together nice. So probably here in October, it'll be up at least to where, because right now I don't have anywhere where people can just go get my videos and see what my videos are available. So that's going to be huge. I'm also going to be offering some things like probably like cutter rings, some of the things I use, but then there'll be a link to people like this company called US Party Company. So people can, if they're seeing things used like my LED lights I get from you. Oh, that's not from you.
Of course.
If you get them from Etsy, then that's what happens. Hold on. I need to order some, actually. I'm starting to go through them. By the way, as you get into fall and it gets darker sooner, personally, I start going through the lights like crazy. So rather than buying a bag, I'm probably going to buy 2.
I can only imagine. Yeah, it gets real dark real soon here. Like, pretty soon it'll be like 40 and it'll be dark. So I can only imagine doing like a 4 to 7 event and using 2 bags a little easy.
Yeah, and I've been doing more with hair bands. I'm just, you know what? You gotta spend it to make it, and having those special prints that you have with the 4-color print unicorn, you put that on a wand with a little garland, it looks fantastic. You stick a light in there, it looks magical. You got it done like that. You can do 2 of those, 3 of those in the time it would take you to actually make a unicorn.
Right.
So having those kind of things, when I look up and I see a line, to be able to, I still want to have wow, but I need to keep it going. And it's turned into parties. So like last Sunday, I had a party at a dance studio. Got a nice tip out of that. Sunday at a nice pottery place, I did a thing for a special needs woman. And they also paid me for a centerpiece that was a candy cup. So now the candy cup thing that I got into to try to survive, keep my nose above water, is an add-on to all my events now. Right. So I make another $50 by just making the equivalent of a centerpiece, but the weight is a candy cup.
Right.
So, you sell candy cup stuff, correct?
Yep. I think it's really important to do the upsell, and I think a lot of people forget that. They think, oh, wow, why would I upsell? I'm going to give you an example. I was in CVS, and my grandmother's, unfortunately, kind of towards the end of life. And so her thing is Twinkies and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And so I went to CVS and I bought Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and Twinkies. And I'm checking out.
The Twinkies were for you?
Say again?
Were the Twinkies for you?
No, they weren't. Okay. So then I was checking out, already checked out, and there was this little Ty plush. And it was like kneeling. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cute. It's multicolored. Ty always has a product, And I said,
is it by the register, point of purchase?
Yep, it was point of purchase right at the register. And I'm thinking, it's the only one there, though. I'm like, it was meant for me to buy that thing. Because I said, well, what does that cost? $6.99. And she rang it in for me, and she goes, oh, it's $4.99. And I had just gotten $1 at Xbox, so it was $3.99, And so I gave it to my grandmother. She loved it, but 15 minutes after talking to her, she was already asleep. I mean, unfortunately, she's been fighting cancer for 18 months.
But isn't that the case when you talk to most people?
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but it's just a reminder of that upselling. Like, that extra $5 is, to a small business owner, is huge.
Well, with me, like with me, I would get hired for an event and there'd be a DJ, and I'm hearing them play really inappropriate stuff around kids. and he's not talking. And so I kind of got into DJing. And so when people call, hey, want balloon twisting, and I start talking to them, well, guess what? They're going to hire a face painter. Oh, I face paint. Well, or I can have my daughter or my niece face paint. And then, oh, okay, well, yeah. I go, do you have music yet? We're looking at some DJs. We DJ. I was I have an annual contract with a country club, and I would just face paint. I would just do balloons. Well, then they had this face painter. It was horrible. And so I went and told her, go, by the way, I face paint, and I'm pretty good at it. I was actually a face painter before. Oh, okay. Well, I doubled the gigs. Then I was working with a jewelry maker. All she had was beads, an elastic she would measure around the kids, bless you, and put the beads on and tie it off, bless you. And that was it. And I went, yeah, we do jewelry making. Yeah, that's the ticket. We do jewelry. I went to Michael's, bought beads. We offer jewelry making. I saw a girl doing glitter tattoos. I said, hey, we offer glitter tattoos. So there's parties where they call me, and now I have 4 or 5 people there, company things especially, you know. Yeah, what do you need? What do you need? Santa? I got a Santa. We'll do Santa. What do you do? Face painter. Face painter. You need 2 face painters. 2 face painters. So what do you got? Not this Easter, but 2019, I subcontracted 16 people over Easter weekend. I started with an Easter bunny costume that I bought from a guy who was going out of business. I ended up buying 4 Easter bunny costumes. I had them all out.
Oh, wow.
And then I trained 2 college guys to do 5 things: a flower, a sword and a belt, a magic wand with just a 6-inch polka dot, so it looked like an egg, and with a bunny ears and a bunny, which make the ears shorter, and it's a dog. And that's it. And I had a table. I had an Easter basket. I bought a 4-foot-long table. My son dropped it off. An Easter basket with a bag of 250 count pastels and a 100 bag count of white. I bought them Easter bunny ears from the dollar store. Yep. I had them on each corner. And I'll tell you right now, well, nobody else can see this, right? Okay. I made really good money. I paid them about $50 an hour. They were ecstatic. Plus they made tips. So in 3 hours, they made like $150 plus another $80 in tips. They'd never made that kind of money. Well, I did even better. Well, I had 14 other people out that weekend, and it all started with just upselling me, and then realizing, you know, well, I can have another person, and I start subcontracting people. So like I already have an event booked right now where I'm the Grinch, my buddy is Santa, I have 2 face painters, and I have 2 balloon twisters there.
So it's funny because I actually just typed this in, but for the people who are joining us who don't know what Michael Bay actually does at Christmas time, other than Santa Claus, he is also known as the Naples Grinch.
Here, just a minute ago, someone looks fabulous. I love being the Grinch because I can be kind of mean.
Right.
My friend made the costume. I bought a new prosthetic. The gloves have very long fingers and green hair. So when I take pictures with kids, I put my hands over the kids' faces. So most people's pictures with the Grinch, it's all about the Grinch, and he's covering the kids' faces, and people love it. So I have a really good time with that. I just can't twist balloons with those things on.
You've really done a good job marketing that particular character, to be honest.
Well, I was doing Santa too, and I stopped doing Santa, and then this last year I got some, like I was at the Ritz-Carlton Golf Resort and Beach Resort. We have 2 Ritz-Carltons here. And I did really good, you know. So, but I'm a character actor. I was an entertainer before I did balloons. So I just always brought that with, and didn't realize that people need to learn that part of it, that aspect. Things I take for granted. I'll give you an example for your viewers. I was twisting. Somebody was helping me, and they had a mother and daughter in front of them. And I turned around, and the mother and daughter were gone. And I go, where's the mom and the little girl? And then because she was like hunkering down and twisted, she goes, huh? I go, where are they? She goes, I don't know. I go, wait a minute. You weren't talking with them the whole time? I talk with people the whole time I do it. I make them hold the balloon. I hold up what I'm doing. It's more entertaining. And she wasn't engaging them, and they had left. So I realized I will go ahead and start helping people with the performance part of it.
Right. I think that's really important. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, if you don't interact with people, then they're definitely going to. I mean,
I blanked for a minute because something
you haven't
popped up on my
acknowledged
screen.
them. You haven't even recognized them. I mean, you got to have some kind of conversation going.
Well, you know what? People forget it's entertaining. When they
Yep.
get a line of kids in front of them, they're looking at the line and they're just trying to get it done and put it in the kid's hand and get to the next hand. Don't do that. When I had those 2 college kids work for me, I told them, look, there's going to be a line. Don't worry about it. Look at the kid in front of you and talk with them. If the balloon pops, I gave him some jokes to say. And if another kid walks up and tries to go, hey, buddy, it's his time right now. Get in line, and when it's your turn, then I'll give you your time. And that's it. You're giving them time. And parents really appreciate that. Plus, if they're going to have to wait anyways, if you're being engaging and holding it up, the kid's holding, and hey, she wants a princess crown, so keep your eye if you're interested in the princess crown, or whatever. So everybody's watching, and we forget even just doing a 1 balloon dog.
This is information if you want to book the Naples Grinch in Florida.
Yeah, that's my old costume. I got a lot better one. All right, I mean the face, the prosthetic. So yeah, just being entertaining. People forget it's that. You know what? Marvin Hardy. If you don't know who Marvin Hardy is, you should. He's a godfather balloon twisting. He told me he was making like $450 for a 45-minute show in the 80s, and he would do a little magic and do big balloon things and give them to whatever kid he wanted to. And he says people will pay more for an entertainer than they will for somebody who's just a balloon factory. So just being more entertaining will get you more work, will get you more referrals, will get you more tips. So that's the biggest thing I try to impart to other balloon twisters and even face painters is talk, banter, keep your head up, smile. When I was a clown, somebody took a picture of me face painting, and I didn't realize I focus and do this. Like, you see, like I got that wrinkle right there. Yep. So I'm doing this. Well, as a clown, that looks horrific. It looks scary. So I start realizing now I'm more cognizant that in pictures now I'm like this. I keep my cheeks up. When I face paint or when I pose with the kids or I'm doing the balloons, I smile. So I look good in the pictures.
Wow.
So a bunch of little things, and my MB3 University is going to get into a bunch of stuff like that. There'll be balloon tutorials, face painting tutorials. You don't have to be an artist to be a face painter. If you're using rainbow palettes and stencils and glitter, you can look fabulous easily. And then it's an add-on. Like what I do is I charge a price for balloons. If I do face paint and balloons, it costs a little more because it's more setup, it's more tear down. And also I have a 2-hour minimum. You should have, I've been a little flexible on that recently because of what's been going on, but most of the time I have a 2-hour minimum. But you need to get your holiday stuff now.
Yep.
Don't start thinking about it. It's already holidays. It's already Halloween. Well, if you're going to do anything with Thanksgiving or autumn, if you're going to do anything with Christmas or Hanukkah, start getting that stuff now.
Yep. Brings me back to my point earlier, early. I mean, don't wait. I mean, let's be real. Who knows? There might not be much clearance tinsel this year. You don't know. So all I can say is be vigilant of what's out there and pay attention because you want to make that money.
But you need to start marketing that now.
Yep.
You can start getting deposits now for holiday stuff, but you need to show them something. So order some holiday stuff, make some stuff up. Hey, get your holiday order in now. Start marketing yourself on Facebook. And when I say Facebook, not your own Facebook page only. So like I live in Naples. There's a place called The Estates. It's out there in the wilderness, kind of. It's called Just The Estates. Well, I'm on their Facebook page. There's 3 different Naples ones. There's one for a place called Naples Park. I advertise on all of those. I become a member, and then I put on there, hey, I'm at Seed the Table, face painting, doing balloon twisting. Hey, I do candy cups. So if you start putting out there, hey, start thinking about the holidays. Now they're like, oh, most people wait the last second. But you can start getting money and deposits now. I already have for stuff that's not coming up for 2 months. 3 months ago, I got a deposit for something in November. They want a 14-foot dinosaur T-Rex skeleton for a night at the museum theme.
Oh, wow.
I'm also going to have 3 or 4 people there in costumes. We're also making a wall that's lined with holes in them so people with gloves can serve champagne as the people enter. So now is the time to get your your autumn slash Thanksgiving stuff, your Hanukkah stuff, your Christmas stuff. I would even say your New Year's stuff, because you can start booking that stuff right now.
Yep.
And start getting those deposits right now.
I mean, it's true. I mean, because someone said to me yesterday, well, you're posting Valentine's Day stuff already. I'm like, well, I've already posted Halloween and Christmas and New Year's. I'm past that. I'm on Valentine's now. I'll probably be on Easter in another month and a half. I mean, time goes by fast. People don't realize how much extra work it is to get that on the website together for the client and all that stuff. Because if you don't have the balloon, then you can't sell it to a client, like you said.
Hold on, I lost you on the screen. Hold on. Can you see me?
Just a blank screen.
Okay, hold on. I got to figure out how to get out of this. I've never used this StreamYard. There we go. So there we go. I should be back. And there I am.
So yeah, the program itself works pretty good. I like it because it's not something that Facebook controls, so it's kind of a little bit better, I feel, especially with everything that Facebook, like people working from home or not working at all, and Facebook has a lot of bugs going on right now. We all know.
Yeah, but see, I got to talk to you about how you're doing this, because I wanted to do something live on YouTube, and it said I had to have 1,000 subscribers.
Yep. Yeah, so it's different directly on there, I believe. But
are you on an Apple?
We'll share that information.
Are you on an Apple?
I am. Yep.
That's why.
Well, it's funny because last week when we did the first edition, it came out terrible, and I used the hardwired internet connection, and it literally was pretty bad. And so I found out in testing prior to this week, it was better for me to use my iPhone for the video and sound, and use my control on my desktop to work, because technically it's not using my actual desktop, which is funny to think that the T-Mobile network is working really well, because it works on the desktop with a hard wire. Go figure. So sometimes you got to wonder about technology.
Well, we're all using it now. I mean, this has really changed a lot of things, and actually it's changed how I'm going to do things, because, it was always available, and it never occurred to me I could be doing a character for a kid in Dublin, Ireland.
Yep.
I'm always thinking about my immediate area. Well, this changed all that. There's magicians who do parties, in Nebraska from New York. So, and that was always there, but this kind of forced it into certain areas. So that's why I'm doing the university, the subscription one, because I was one of the first times I did a Facebook Live. I was painting or doing a balloon, and I was dressed like a pirate. And I go, "Oh, where are y'all from? Where do you hail from?" And I didn't think about it. And I had 8-9 people watching. I woke up in the morning, 1,700 people had watched it, and they're hi from Dublin, Ireland. Hey from Madagascar. Hey from Australia. And I'm like, what? It's a whole new thing out there. A whole new world.
It's funny because you're right. I mean, we've literally found out that like curbside pickup at the supermarket's trending now. Like, yeah, it was there, but
it was there.
Super, like, you can't even find a time slot to pick up your groceries.
So yeah, I think it pushed us all more into being an international thing and a more digital community. So that's why a lot of I'm not going to go back to doing restaurants 6-7 nights a week.
Right.
I'm going to pick up a couple restaurants. I'm really happy with the seat at the table thing, but I want to really put my emphasis on MB3 University, because then I have a global audience. It's digital. I can, as long as I have content on there, and because that's one of the biggest issues I see with other people is you're subscribing, a month goes by, nothing new pops up. I pay for that month, So by having a video come out every month, one, it can be revenue, because somebody can just go, yeah, I don't want to join it out, but I'll buy the video. Okay, great. However, that just comes every month with your subscription.
Right.
And then things like posters, like you need a poster. Okay, well, I have templates. I have videos, and at the end can put your information. You can put that on Facebook, on your social media, and have little seminars and things like this where we're getting into performing and how to perform and how to market yourself and how to pitch yourself going into a steady gig like a restaurant. I have a video called How to Get Restaurant and Other Steady Work. I'm going to start applying a lot of those principles now because I'm looking for new restaurants. One of my restaurants closed down for good. None of the other ones have asked me back right now because it just hasn't picked up yet, you know. So the digital thing is where I think I'm going to really pick up. What does that sound?
I don't know. It probably just got started not too long ago. It's like probably a thing.
Okay.
So any final thoughts on the industry in general and everything you've experienced in the last 25 years, and especially what you experienced this year?
Do what now?
Oh, thoughts on the industry in the last 25 years, and especially what you've experienced.
Well, the art of clowning is dying, and because games, Hollywood, clowns are scary. And this generation, the last two generations, didn't grow up with a bozo. Ronald McDonald isn't part of McDonald's anymore. So that's one thing I've noticed is the whole. I used to be a clown, and that's why I backed off and I started being a pirate.
Yep.
The Pirate of the Caribbean movie started coming out, and I live in Southwest Florida.
Right.
So, do you hear like crunkling or?
Yeah, it's like someone's paper, but it's so annoying.
I don't know. So I've noticed that, and also the marketing and digital wise, a lot of people like I was ignoring TikTok. Yeah, that's for kids. Well, I went on there and then no, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's another tool. Instagram. Everybody was like, "You don't have an Instagram?" I go, "Yeah, I think I do," but Jackie Achatois is a perfect example who sells her princess face. She told me she makes a lot or most of her money on Instagram. So, and I was like, okay, so my daughter started putting Instagram together, but I also designed my own princess face and had it printed up. So in the last 25 years, just the complexity of balloon twisting and techniques and the kind of balloons, it's like, wow. I was a big fish in a little pond here. And then when I went to Florida, somebody has sent me something Chris Lyle did. And, he has influences from Buster Balloons and Dave Brand and all these people. So it opened me up to all that. And that's when I realized it's really, especially in a lot of other countries, it's really developed, just quick links and link balloons, the things you can do with these. Somebody just called me about a balloon wall, and I realized, I could do it all with quick links or link links.
Right.
So I quoted her a price, So what's changed the most, I think, is the ability to reach a wider audience without having, because back in the day it was the phone book in your local area. You didn't know what was happening in the next county hardly.
Yep.
Now, you can be learning from a guy in Japan or Australia. Now with this, right now, we can have people watching from Russia.
Yep.
From Scotland or whatever. Or watching from Scotland, Glasgow and whatnot.
I think it opens a lot of options. I mean, so many people are blessed now than they ever have. And to know that, like, you're right.
I'm live. Hold on. Someone's vacuuming or something.
Oh.
All right.
What's the family life?
Up here.
So, but thanks so much for joining us. And so if you need any of his information, we put a link in the video. So I'll post it again.
And I get my Pro U Glue dashes from Tristan. I use those on everything. And also LED lights, metallic balloons, foils. Get your holiday stuff. He has some nice prints too. I need to talk to you about some Christmas prints when this is over.
And hopefully you'll get back to my friend Steve about 52 tapes.
Yeah.
It's funny. He I sent a message asking for samples. And
I will let him know.
He goes, I don't know.
Okay, I'm wrapping it.
The tape yet, and I laughed, and I just let it be.
Yeah, no, I just I I lost my office, so
No, I
I
know.
came home, and then my computer is too far from the modem, so I got a Wi-Fi thing. It's too slow, so I just
Right.
ordered another one. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing some video for them, but that's why, you know, my videos, everything kind of came to a halt with video.
No, I'm just gonna tell them that you're busy.
Well, also my phone wasn't working.
Right.
I was doing so. I'm all set up now. I'll call them back.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day, and twist on.
All right. God bless you, man.
You too.
Bye, everybody.
Well, you heard it from our special guest, Michael Bay. That was a great presentation. So let's close it out. It's been about an hour, and hopefully you'll join us on next week's edition of Balloon Talk Tuesday.